This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, very good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So yesterday we were trying to do some, ELK setup, and we were able to get the logs, right? So today we're going to continue the same thing. .elk. Let me go to the workstation. So in the meantime, let's try to, okay, so setup. Yeah, Azure DevOps. Let's go to dev.azure.com. And okay. Jesus. Okay, and the second thing is Helm space ls. So you require file bit, so I'm just putting file bit, and you require MongoDB, you put that. You require Redis, you keep that, and you require RabbitMQ, you keep that. You require keep that. Also, kubectl create run debug. So hyphen image is equal to CentOS :7 and sleep 10,000. Yeah, so I think you're getting the things. Okay, so RabbitMQ is yet to come. All right, and kubectl exec-it and debug, and here bash. Okay, so let's sort it out, the MySQL schema and Mongo schema. Okay, so here cart. Okay, done. And let's go to the MySQL. So here, all MySQL. So MySQL, you require a password. So I'll just go for a secret, and I'll go with MySQL. So here is the root password. So echo this one, bytebase 64-D code, and then echo for new line. So MySQL hyphen host MySQL hyphen u root and hyphen p this one and in dot SQL file the schema. In the meantime, let's go to RabbitMQ, and here also we'll just try to execute some commands. And here it is. Okay, done. I think our application should be fine. So let's take a look there. Stick load balancers and okay, let me check. Okay, so the next thing here is let's add some product to cart. So cart is working fine. Check out countries is working fine. Payment is also working fine. Okay, cool. So now we can go back to the logging part. Okay, our application setup is fine. Let's go back to the logging part. I think our file bit is not working as expected. Why? Because vimcm.yml. So yesterday, so we kept the Elasticsearch IP, this one, right? So today I'm going to keep the new IP of my ELK box. Just go here, go here. So here, remove this and the kubectl apply-fcm.yml. Okay, done. I'll just go to the pods. So you kind of kill them and recreate them. So recreating, pulling the latest configuration, and it should ideally start working. Okay, connection is fine, established. Okay, cool. So then it will start pushing the logs. Okay, now which all pods actually pushing the log? I think only front end is configured so far. Okay, front end is configured so far and is actually pushing the logs. Now let's go and take a look here. Let's put this IP on the browser. Let's go for stack management. Let's go for index management. You see this, the front end is coming, and I don't know how cart came in. Cart, I think yesterday we enabled it. Okay, a bit. So cart also coming in, but the cart is actually, if you take a look, cart actually is not supposed to do that because we enabled it true. And also I want to say to the cart that, cart is a JSON, cart is a JSON structure, isn't it? So I have to tell that information that is a JSON. And how do I tell that it is a JSON is, so file beat auto discover Kubernetes. If you just go there, yeah. So here is what I wanted to see. Okay, all right. So now I will go to the pipeline, releases, cart, create release, create it. In the meantime, index management, let me delete this. So the cart is getting redeployed. And it is fine, it is telling. So now it should have pushed the log. Now you got 2 lines. Okay. So now go to the index patterns once. We'll go to the cart and I'll just try to refresh once again, just in case. And I'll just go for discover. And you can see cart logs here. So the 2 log lines, and these 2 log lines should, be, I mean, it's not actually telling any kind of any problems actually. Okay. Also, if you look into the log lines, basically I am having some keyword called as it is. You see this message is a key. Automatically, message is a key. It's actually putting it under keeping it so this one. Okay. So this is how so we are actually trying to push the um, so structured logs actually. Okay. And the next thing here is okay, cart is working fine, so that means the same thing can be taken to the other components. If cart is working fine, catalog, you can take the same component. Additions and the user also. Okay. So you're pushing the logs, and whereas coming to the other component, so basically you enable only this much, which is okay, done. So these are the so changes which I want to make it. Okay. Now if I just go and deploy everything, that allow create release, create it. So front end not needed. So the payment is create release and shipping is, and the user is okay, all done. And so now you should start seeing all the logs. So if I go to the stack management, text management. So you see this, all the services are coming into picture. Okay. So this is how you get them. And ultimately, it's all you just need to do is you just need to refresh these index patterns. That's it. So refresh, everything should start working. Index patterns catalog is refreshed. Front end is not needed. Yesterday only we already did that. And index patterns, which is star, index star is, you can delete this, is not needed. And the payment, refresh, shipping, refresh, user, refresh. Okay. So now you got all the logs. So there's no problem with the, so JSON logs, but there's a small problem with the logs of your shipping and the shipping. Actually, the shipping and all, actually, you have more conditions available, isn't it? So if I just take you to the Ansible RoboShop roles of yeah, so here filebit.yml, which actually is a shipping. So what you have to do, multi-line pattern, you have to take this multi-line negate and this one. These three things are there. If it is shipping, okay, you have to do this. Okay, so multi-line, so for exceptions and all, that's okay. Okay, but whereas you come to the payment, okay, payment you don't have any condition, so that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so now I think include, exclude, you don't have anything. So all the logs are coming, but certain logs are actually not needed. And if you go to the, so like let's say shipping, certain logs comes as expected and certain logs. So this log line actually, is actually this output and a beat applied. Okay. So, and if I just go with this input, so there are some graph failures. You see this? This line is not in a proper format. So that is where it is actually failing it up. Certain lines are failing, and those lines are not. I'm least bothered about those lines. Just to say, I'm least bothered about those lines. So if any lines are actually getting graph failures, those logs lines are not needed. First of all, for me. Okay. So, but whereas if I have some application logs, like let's say if I just go to here and add to cart, go to here, check out, and Australia, Sydney, calculate, confirm, pay now. So you go here. Now you'll see previously there was only 38 logs. Now you'll see more logs here. Okay. So refresh, 49 logs. And all these logs are actually graph failures only. Why it's failing? So this should not fail. This graph parsing should not fail actually. I don't know why it's failing, and what is the expression which I have here. Let me just take a look. The ELK box. So cd/etc. So why that pattern is not matching? So if I just take a look here, so there is the one. Okay, and the associated this one is. Okay, so somewhere it is actually breaking. Let's find it out where it is breaking. So this much it is coming, it's coming, and so let's break here. This much it is coming, yeah, it's coming, and so this much it is coming. Okay, only this much it is coming. So this much it is coming. Okay, so the one which is actually breaking here is, I think, this guy. So this guy is not able to not able to work. Okay, so you are having here a space, and actually on the after the square brackets you don't have any space. It was actually taking a word, but it's basically it's not a word. Mm, so why don't I try data? So data is actually taking inside that. You take this. No, data is actually taking data. So the class name is taking this much only again. No, okay. So this is a word, but it's not taking a word. Okay, all right. And now actually you just need to make some that particular change. So VIM. So take the as is, go here and keep it. The only thing you have to change from word to data. That's it. Okay, this is fine. And VIM. Okay. So in the meantime, let's come here. Let's go to the so shipping again came, and I go to the index patterns and I go to the shipping. There's a small change in the keys. So just try to refresh this. And now I will go to discover. Just go for so the shipping logs, like the graph values are reduced, and what are the graph values happening to? The graph values are happening to so Spring Boot repositories initialized. This is okay. I'm majorly focusing on I'm just focusing majorly on 1 second. Sorry. um, Yeah, I was just saying, our application log is quite important. So that let's make some more payment again. Add to cart, checkout, which generates some log. Okay, you got it. Now, and you come back to where discovered. And so my transaction related log should not get into failure. I'll try to refresh. Yeah, you see this? So the transaction related things are not getting a last one. What is a failure? This one is Spring Boot dispatch servlet. This is also okay. Okay, this is not a problem. And major things I'm looking here is this one. Okay, application related. So this is also okay. Or if I take a look even more here, adding okay, add shipping to cart. So this is what I want. And then what else you have here? The next one is also related to this one, which is fine. Okay, and yeah, so is also here also it is Robot shipping controller, which is again distance calculation, Australia, Sydney. Okay, so if I put this actually a message here, now if you see, so if it is related to add shipping to cart, confirm Raghu, body, the distance, shipping distance calculation, this one, okay. So this is okay. Okay, this is what this is the logs I want. Okay, or like let's say your logs you want to include only certain logs, right? So I want to include only the logs which is actually having a word, this one cart helper. Okay, cart helper controller, you have two things. Okay, now I want only the logs which is related to these keywords only. These are the only two classes which are getting called. Now I want only these logs, right? Assume, so just okay. Then how do I do that? So then you have some auto discover, hint auto discover. So you can just go with include lines. Okay, you see this include lines. Actually, it is supposed to be a list. One dot include, I think two dot you can give up. Okay. Okay. So all I need to do is I just need to go with the include option. Okay. So let me give a try. Why not? So I will just go and give shipping. And here it is dot star or star. Star or star is okay, I think. Okay, so I want to so select only the logs which is from the controller. I don't want any other logs. Now let's see how can I do that. Okay, so there are ways. We just need to explore the options, give trial and error method, just giving a scenario, that's it. So which is fine. Just 21 seconds only. Okay, cool. And the next one is let's delete the okay. So now if I just go and try to refresh, so there are no logs. Let me kill the pod. So it should not pick any kind of logs actually. Okay. So it should pick only my application related transactional logs. But ideally, all logs should be there. So the other logs are also quite important. Why? Because those are application related, startup related logs. And so those logs are also important only sometimes. Okay. So I'm just trying to put a scenario here, but even those logs are also quite important. And in fact, we got everything. I don't know why. So our that regular expression should be, I'm not quite sure. So this has to be dot star, okay, dot star or something like that. So we need to find out the appropriate regular expression. I'll give only this last try. If it works, let it work. Otherwise, that's not a big deal. So we can just do some trial and error method and we can able to make it. That's not the scope, but just giving you context. Okay. So here it is, just 31 seconds. Now, once again, I will just go and so now it is 42 hits. If I just try to refresh, it should be still 42. Yeah, I think so. Oh no, it's 80 actually. So it's double, and we're getting the logs. There should be some way, okay, not to get these particular logs. Or if you are not, so if you're actually bothering, or what is bothering you basically, so these beats applied is a bothering one. If you don't want, the graph failures basically. Okay, any kind of these failures also can be deleted. Okay, so delete this one, logstash. Logstash is the one actually which is trying to tag this, saying that it doesn't apply this. And if you want to delete them, so then probably what you have to do is so in tags you have to drop it. Okay, so just you need to write this condition and you have to do that. Okay, so how do you do that? I have it somewhere actually in the logstash vim file. I don't remember exactly where to keep it. Although based on your output or really where this guy. I think here only, if I'm not wrong. So just drop them and then you move on to the Elasticsearch is what I'm saying. Okay, let me try to restart and see. So there is an error it is throwing. Okay, so that means it should not be there. Then it is only in the part of filter only. So in the shipping grok and click here and see. Okay, now it is successfully started. So let's see. Let's go and try to flush the shipping. So shipping already came. Now you go here and try to refresh. Yeah, you don't see any kind of failures. You see this? Okay, so that is what you're having it. And I think I don't know how I missed this configuration file sharing with you guys. Yes. Okay, all right. All right, so the same thing can be applied to even to the payment and this one also. That's okay for now. I'm okay with this. And I'll just go with, I just want to show you that scenario. Now you know that all the logs are actually coming up as expected, right? All you need to do is, yeah, you've seen that, so yesterday we already, kept some graph, I mean, in the previous sessions of ELK. So what all the graphs we made it, so we can keep it on, so this one also, which is here, run the load test and you kind of get the responses and you proceed with that. Okay, so that's how okay, so okay, yeah, that's how we basically okay, kind of okay, so doing it in Kubernetes basically. So in the Kubernetes you have seen the whole setup of our application. So even collecting the logs, collecting the metrics. Okay, so all these things you might have tried to see, right? So mostly that comes to the end of the course. I think even that's all from my side on this one. Okay, you can play it out. So in the server side, whatever you have, just apply the load test and you made the graphs. You can do it here as well. Okay, do the same exercise. I think you should be able to do that. It's not a big deal. And there is something which you need to think about: auto scaling. Yeah, auto scaling is also there in the Kubernetes, but yeah, so not getting it much in deeper so into the Kubernetes. So that's where we're not talking about, but still Kubernetes also can do the auto scaling part. Okay, and you can say that so if the load is crossing this much, create another pod or something like that. You can say that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I think that's all from my side even for today. Okay. Yeah, any question, I mean any questions on this? But tomorrow is mostly we'll try to conclude. So tomorrow would be the mostly last day for the sessions. So tomorrow we'll try to conclude like what we have learned so far, and what is the next steps you have to do. Okay. So yeah, we'll just try to talk about those particular things. No questions? Okay, so probably I'll prepare with the questions tomorrow. So yeah, so that at least you can talk. Yeah, no questions. So probably we can yeah. So just see tomorrow what you have learned so far and what is the kind of the things which you have to learn in further basically, or where are you basically, just to compare that. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay, so we'll see in tomorrow's session then. Okay, bye.